One of the things you can see here with the mining sector is that the big boys, this is a long-term chart. We're going from here from the 2020, from this 2020 boom here, all the way through to where we are right now today. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 years more. And you can see the big boys have been continue to knock this down all the time, down, down, down. So the big boys right now who are moving this market around are selling this, and they could be getting ready for a really big move on the downside. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, John Howell here. I'm going to be looking at the mining sector today. Obviously look at the stock market as well too, but I'm going to talk about what we talked about in the intro video about the mining sector continue to be selling off, especially in the silver mining sector. I'll be looking at the gold mining stocks as well too, looking at gold, silver. The stock market right now is in powering mode, but I really want you to be really careful when it comes to the stock market, and I'll show you the reason why. There's a lot of resistance there and so much more from that point of view there. So let's actually get straight into the markets today. Let's actually start off with the good old silver mining sector. So as I was saying, guys, at the start of this session, from here is that one of the big things that's really important is to continue to look and see what the big boys are doing, okay? Not me, not the individual guys, but it's really important to always see what the big boys are doing in these markets. And the big boys are always leaving them what they call footprints, right? The big boys are leaving their footprints and they're selling hard in this industry. Now, we don't have to understand why they're doing it. We just have to understand they are doing it. And we need to jump on their coattails and stuff like that. So as you can see here, that ever since on this SIL chart, as an example, we can see that this market has been coming high, lower highs, and they continue to sell this thing down. Now we can come up with a rhyme or reasons of like why that's happening and so on and so forth. But one of the things we can see it's been selling down. Now the big thing about this is, look at this level through here. If I squeeze my charts up, if we break this level here, apart from this spike down in 2020, the last time we were down here was 2016, and then we had an extraordinary call and move. So therefore, as you can see, that we could be getting ready for a really big movement on the downside from here. We're looking at the silver mining sector. So if I go to the daily charts and I zoom into the last even 6 months, look what's been happening through here. Okay, so we continue to get what? We continue to get these highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and now lower highs. So right now, a lot of indecision that's been happening through here when it comes to the SIL. Now, here's the big thing, okay, guys? Here's the big thing, and this is something that I tell my private clients all the time when it comes to these markets from here. Actually, in fact, let me bring this up here. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's actually bring. So the big thing that I'm really watching for is what comes next out of this level here, because I'm looking at the SIL chart, okay, and I can see that if I duplicate this line, there's that major level through there. There's a major level around this $26 level here, a major resistance level here. We are continuing to sell this, the big boys just continue to sell this down. So what comes next is what's going to equal what comes next. Now, let me explain with what I just said there, okay? What comes next out of this level here is that we can actually see that by looking at this level through here, and by the way, guys, I'm giving away a free trading course. It's a complete trading course that walks you through the biggest mistakes you're making right now. Top chart reading techniques that's been working since the 1950s. How to find good entry points in the markets. Top trading techniques. I teach you my trading system as well too for free. One of my best trading systems I've been trading for a long time now, and so much more. I'm giving that away for free. That's that first link in the description there, guys. So we can actually see here that that right now we're at this level here. So what comes next? So let's just say, for example, we get this here, right? Let's say, for example, we get something like this, and bam, like that through there. What would that mean? What would that mean, right? And so that would mean what? That would mean, one, we're actually breaking out of this downward leg through here. It's actually probably more through there, isn't it? Yeah, probably somewhere through there. Let me take everything off the screen again. And let me actually just draw a trend line from there to there. Yeah, we'd have to say that level through there, wouldn't we? Just trying to find the proper angle, the proper angel. There we go. So I'd have to say somewhere through there, I would have to say, right? Somewhere through there would be the angle I would use. All right, so I'd have to use that level through there. Now, why is that so important? That's so important because if we do break up above here, then guess what we would have then? We would have a higher low, higher low, and where we are here. So if we did get that, then that could now be what? That could be a change in trend, change in momentum, and change of what the big boys are doing. And therefore, we could actually see this thing move right back to the upside from here, right? A big move to the upside. So that's what we're seeing through there on the SL. Now, let's just say, for example, what also could we get? We could get a down move, right? So let's say we get something like this, and we get something like this here. What would that mean? Well, firstly, the trend has been down. So that's where trying to buy it right now on this particular mining sector right now is very risky. And the reason why is because the big boys are coming down here, right? You just never know where the bottom is. So scenario 1, break up. Scenario number 2 is we break down. What would that mean then? If that happens, then we're likely to get that. Now, if we did get this breakdown, where would it likely to be running to? Where would it likely run to? And it would likely to run to where? Possibly even all the way down to here around that $16 level, right? Why? Because that's that next level through there. So we could be getting ready for a free fall. If we do get something like that and it breaks down there, we could be getting ready for a move back down towards that $16 level on this SIL chart from there. So look at this now. Look at the SILJ, and we're looking at a similar situation as well too. The big boys are knocking this down, knocking this down, knocking this down, knocking this down. And we're at this level through here. We are at a double bottom right now. And a lot of traders be like, John, it's a double bottom. It's going to go up. You know what? Let's look at this here, right? That there was also a double bottom. That there was also a double bottom, right? That there is also a double bottom. That there's a double bottom. And this here is a double bottom. You see what I'm saying there, right? Like there is double bottoms at certain times throughout there. But as long as they're bouncy, right? The ball's bouncing all the way down, right? Could be getting ready down. Could be getting ready for the downside. That as long as we're bouncing to the downside, that this little up bar that we got, or this up bar through here, could be a little bit of a fake out, a little bit of a shakeout before they really push it on the downside from here. Let's go look at the GDX from here. And the one thing we can see from the GDX is a lot of people have been thinking this is a head and shoulder formation, right? Shoulder, head, inverted head and shoulder formation. They could be right, but we need to be alert from both. Remember I said before, both sides, right? So both side scenarios. Scenario number 1 is what? We do like that. Okay, cool. Now we look at the head and shoulder. We project that up. We measure from the head to the neckline. We project that up, and you get your target where the market's likely to go. Cool. That's what scenario number 1 is. Scenario number 2 is that we hold here, and we don't go anywhere. We go to this, and we start to break down like that through there. What does that mean? That means we are not, especially if we break below this level through here, that means we are not going up, and we are breaking to the downside, and therefore we are likely to continue to sell this down harder and harder and harder. So we could be getting ready for a drop in the GDX as well too, and the GDXJ. Watching that through there, same sort of situation, right? There was a really big up bar. Look at this here, really big up bar. We had a chance to go and we didn't. We failed, came back down, and it actually made a slight lower low. Look at this here, actually made a slight lower low compared to that low there. And now we're rallying up. So what comes next? What comes next is this. If we do this here, and then we get something like that, we could be getting ready for a really big drop on the downside, right? A really big drop on the downside from there. Let's go look at silver. And silver, bit of a no man's land, right? Silver, no man's land. We did actually try to break down past this support level, which we did. And now we're coming back up. But silver's a wildcat. If we look at this here, right, there is no true direction where this thing really wants to go level through here. Right, we're still squeezing up. We're coming down. We're coming back up. We're probably going to sell back down again. Right, there is no true direction when it comes to silver. Silver is a bit of a wildcat from there. And moving over now through to the gold market, which I'm really excited about, is what comes next out of this gold market. Do we continue to sell off through here, or do we start to bounce? Because with the gold market, if we start to get some sort of a high low through here, right? And what could happen here as well too, guys, just so you know, let me squeeze this up a bit more. Let's bring on the good old Fibonacci levels from that low to high point from there. Okay, what we could be getting ready for is potentially another move down like this at a gold, and it then create that high low there before away we go, before we break it to the upside. Make sense? So that's what we're looking at there when it comes to the gold market as well. So we could be creating that high. Now, if we do get that, guys, once we break above this level here, right? Look at this here. Gold's been really been doing nothing, right, since 2020. Mark my words, guys. Once we start to break above 2,100, we're about to see some really big movements there. Let's go look at the stocky market. Stocky market powering to the upside, right? Powering to the upside. Let's bring this up here just a little bit more. So one thing we can see, this is the S&P 500. One thing we can see here on the S&P 500 is what? We're right at this level of resistance now. We're not ready for a really big move just yet, right? Because what ends up happening if we're going to get ready for a big move, it would need to create a higher low, right? We would need to create a higher low. And this is something, if you've been watching my videos for a while now, you know I even said this about gold, right? I said we're not ready yet. We're due for some sort of a pullback. And what was that? We went up. We made a move up. I said we're due for some form of a pullback, high low, to potentially start the bull trend. We're not there yet, right? If we go look at the S&P 500, is that the S&P 500 had a big move up. So we may continue to get a bit more of a move up. And we definitely do have that area there where it continue to run, say, 4,600. But if this is going to be that big bull move that we've been waiting for, right? If this is going to be that big bull move, what's likely to happen? We're likely to get what? We're likely to get some form, we may break up, maybe some form of a pullback to come down and close this gap here, and then potentially start to make a really big move here, right? We won't just go straight up like this. We won't just go straight up like that. Even back here, look at this here. Up, little high low, came back, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? Higher low, higher low. We eventually get what? Some form of pullback. We eventually start to get these higher lows in place. So even though we're making a very strong move to the upside, we haven't got a higher low there, right? Because what is a good, healthy bull market? Is higher lows. So we move up through here. We're probably likely to see that pullback through there when it comes to the S&P 500 from there. Look at the good old Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq also, that's that resistance level all through there. So the Nasdaq's the exact same thing, guys. Is guess what? A strong move up. So this is the start. This is potentially the makings of a very big move, Santa Claus rally. But remember, guys, the market will never just go straight up. It will never just go straight up and straight up and straight up and straight up and straight up. And it will never just do that. Oh, John, you don't know. You don't know the future. Well, I do know when we're talking about probabilities, right? That we're not likely to do that, right? What are we likely to do? We're likely to, if it does make a big move, we're likely to get what? A pullback first, create a higher low, and then a higher low. See that there? And we start to create these higher lows. So therefore, where we are right now, we may get a little bit more upside to go, guys, like a little bit more push, right at that level of resistance. Major resistance where we are right now. And we're probably likely to get a bit of a sell-off, a hit through here, a bit of a sell-off here. And maybe we get a sell-off for the rest of the month, and maybe December is then that's December through there. But this is what you want to see. If we get something like that, guys, ho, 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 Santa Claus, he's coming to town.